Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Jasween Kaur from University Business School, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Today we are going to talk on module Process of Service Creation and Delivery from the paper of Services Marketing. So students, let's see what we are going to learn in this module. First of all, we'll outline the managing customer in the process of service creation and delivery, which is a critical challenge for service firms. Designing service delivery system or what creates value to the core organizations and how to engage frontline employees to deliver the ultimate customer experience. Service delivery is a component of business that defines the interaction between providers and clients, where the provider offers a service, whether that is information or a task, and the client either finds value or loses value as a result. Good service delivery provides clients with an increase in value and vice versa. Elements of a service delivery system. Running a successful service company should be synonymous with delivering an excelling service. Designing the service delivery system should focus on what creates value to the core organizations and how to engage frontline employees to deliver the ultimate customer experience. In order to understand the elements of service creation and delivery process, we need to understand its elements. The four key elements in such a system are service culture, service quality, employee engagement, and customer experience. Service culture. It is built on elements of leadership principles, norms, work habits, and vision and mission and values. Culture is a set of overriding principles according to which management control maintains and develops the social process that manifests itself as the delivery of service and gives value to customers. Once a superior service delivery system and a realistic service concept has been established, there is no other component as fundamental to the long-term success of the service organization as its culture. Second point, employee engagement, which includes employee attitude, purpose-driven leadership, and HR processes. Even at the best designed processes, systems will only be effective if carried out by people with higher engagement. Engagement is the moderator between the desire and the execution of the service excellence model. Service quality includes strategy, processes, performance management system. The strategy and process design is fundamental to the design of the overall service management model. Helping the client fulfill their mission and supporting them in pursuit of the organizational purpose must be the foundation of any service provider partnership. Next part is customer experience. It includes elements of customer intelligence, account management, and continuous improvements. Perception is king, and constantly evaluating how both customer and end user perceive service delivery is important for the continuous collaboration. Successful service delivery works on the basis that customer is the part of creation and delivery of the service, and then design processes built on that philosophy that is called as co-creation. The order that these 4 points are listed is not in the random, and there is a logical sequence in first defining the service culture, then employee engagement, which will then foster a high level of service quality, which will develop the right customer experience. Therefore, frontline service employees should be empowered to create appreciated service moments and through their service performance, influence and preferably leverage the process of the current customer organization. The service triangle. Service marketing is about promises and promises made and promises meant to customers. A strategic framework known as the services triangle, which was given by Christian Grunuz, visually reinforces the importance of people in the ability of firms to keep their promises, succeed in building customer relationships. The triangle shows the three interlinked groups that work together to develop, promote, and deliver services. The three clear players are the company or the department or the management, the customers, that is the service takers, and providers, that is the service deliverers. The triangle shows the three interlinked groups that work together to develop, promote, and deliver services. Providers can be the firm's first employees, subcontractors, or outsourced entities which actually deliver the company's service. Between these 3 points on the triangle, the three types of marketing must be successfully carried out for a service to succeed. That is external marketing, internal marketing, and interactive marketing. Now in this diagram which we are seeing, we see three levels of marketing. We have company or the management when it makes the promise or set a promise by advertising or various social media or promotional media to make the customer aware of their product or service is called as external marketing. Now when the company has set a promise or made a promise to the customer, it has to deliver that promise to the customer. And the service deliverers are the employees or the service providers. The company has to make its service provider capable and efficient in enabling that performance. For this purpose, the company train the employees, motivate them so that they remain happy and satisfied. This is called as internal marketing. As we know, a satisfied employee leads to satisfied customer. The third stage is the interactive marketing stage. This is the stage of service encounter. This is the stage of moment of truth where service provider and service taker, that is a customer, they come face to face or interact with each other, and whatever promise has been made by the company is delivered by the employee. This stage is called as interactive marketing. On the right side of the triangle are the external marketing efforts that the firm engages in to develop its customer expectations. On the bottom of the triangle is interactive marketing or real-time marketing. Here is where promises are kept and broken by the firm's employees, subcontractors, or agents. The left side of the triangle suggests the critical role played by internal marketing. Management engages in these activities to help the providers deliver on the service promise. All three sides of the triangle are essential and the sides of the triangle should be aligned. In order to understand the process of service creation and delivery, we need to understand first of all what is a process. In order to understand the service product as a process, one can begin by simple recollection of activities and events that take place while using a service. A service experience is nothing but passing through a series of predetermined steps or stages involving some activity or interaction. A sum total of this creates a service experience. For example, using an air service involves activities like ticket booking, arrival at the airport, check-in, security check, boarding, being seated in the plane, meal service, collection of luggage, etc. All these activities are linked together to create a service experience. Service firms use these processes to differentiate in their service products. Difference in service product is nothing but difference in service processes. Goods are differentiated on the basis of the physical attributes, while services are differentiated on the basis of processes that comprise them. One way of looking into service processes is whether they are visible or invisible to the customer. For instance, in case of airline case, the processes that are visible to the customer are check-in, security check, and physical transfer of passenger to the airplane. On the other hand, the invisible process include computerized booking system, the refreshments, the procurement process, and aircraft preparation. The service process that creates the service experience may involve processing of people, information, and materials. From the customer's point of view, services are experiences. For example, calling a customer contact center or visiting a library. From the organization perspective, services are processes that have to be designed and managed to create the desired customer experience. This makes processes the architecture of services. Processes describe the method and sequence in which service operating systems work and specify how they link together to create value whose proposition promised to customer. In high contact services, customers are an integral part of operation and the process becomes their experience. Badly designed processes are likely to annoy customers because they often result in slow, frustrating, and poor quality service delivery.
Now let us understand what service process is. A service experience is nothing but passing through a series of predetermined steps. It is another important element of service mix. Out of the 7 P's, process of delivery is important. Service firms use these processes to create differentiation in their service products. There are 3 types of service processes. The people processing processes make customers pass through a sequence of activities in order to create a service experience. For example, the ticketing process at the booking counter involves processing of information on the computer system. The meal service and the luggage transfers also involve material processing. So all these facilities relate to a train journey and make it an effective or ineffective train journey. Now let's understand the importance of service processes. In services, customer interaction with a system is often integral to service creation. This makes the customer a part of the service process. Service failures often are the result of inadequately and inappropriately designed service processes. Ideally, the service process must be designed to satisfy the requirements of the customer. The stories shall fit or float about the poor performance. We have heard about various stories, I am sure. So the stories that float about the poor performance of the service firms point to the failure of some processes, and it is because of the lack of process delivery or ineffective process delivery that leads to the failure and other in delivering a satisfying response to the customers.
Understanding service processes. 3 issues are important in understanding the service process. These are variety involved in service process, second is value addition, third is allocation of key tasks. First point, variety in process. The variety characteristic pertains to whether the process has a fixed, non-varying sequence of activities leading to standardized response or service. Process variety has implementation on cost, complexity, and flexibility of operations. Less variety in process usually gives the benefit of cost efficiency, but it scores low on flexibility. 3 types of processes can be identified with 3 different levels of process variety. First is runner category. Runner category of process refers to standardization set of activities. These processes lend successfully to tight process control and automation. The second degree of process variety is repeaters. Repeaters often come into existence as a result of unforeseen expansion of services, and the runner process that was designed to handle standardized service is now made to handle variety. The third type of process variety is strangers. Strangers are non-standardized processes. They are least frequent. In case of strangers, demand forecasting is difficult. Value addition in processes. The true understanding of service process which makes up the service consists of a number of service sub-processes and activities. The next step in developing an understanding of service process is to appreciate how much value is added in different parts of the process. This means which part of the process is more important to the customer. The customer may not be equally sensitive to each stage in the service process. For example, a bank customer most sensitive to the treatment or interaction that takes place in the customer contact area between the employee and customer and the back-end processes determine the accuracy and reliability. That part of service process which takes place in the back room does not involve customer contact is probably more important in case of bank because customer quality connotation in banking context is driven more by reliability. The opposite may be true for any other service. The frontline processes may be more important and value driven in that case. Next point is task allocation. The third aspect in understanding the service process involves allocation of tasks that are to be carried out throughout the process. Depending upon the value focus of service processes, the tasks must be allocated. One simple way through which the service processes can be broken down in front office and back office. Tasks must be distributed between the front office and back office depending upon their importance. It is important to know that task allocation cannot be fixed for all times to come. Allocation would change according to change in service concept. For example, the grocery stores in India that serve the local clientele focused on frontline activities to create and build relationship with customers. But now this approach seems to be becoming less effective with the emergence of twin worker families. Both the partners work now and therefore do not have time to visit and interact with sellers. The service concept is now shifting from face-to-face interaction to remote selling. People want everything to be delivered at home. What customers now values is the efficiency of execution of transactions over phone and other media or through internet and not on the quality of interaction with the seller. This shift accordingly requires reallocation of tasks and focus from front office to back office, requiring investments in information technology.
Importance of customers in service creation and delivery. Nowadays, customers actively part in the production and creation of service. As in the interactive stage, customers are directly dealing with employees, so their active involvement and participation can enhance their delivery of service. Customer participation at some level is inevitable in all service situations. Services are actions or performances, typically produced and consumed simultaneously. Because they participate, so customers are indispensable in the production process of service organizations. For example, if we want to eat a food in a restaurant and we want to see a movie in a theater, can we sit home and see a movie in the theater at the same time? We can either see the movie at home or we can see the movie in the theater. We cannot do two things together. So for seeing the movie in a theater, we have to sit there. Similarly, if I want to take a train journey, I have to sit in the train and take a train journey. I cannot just sit at home and take a train journey. But I can sit at home and the usage of the product can take place at home. The product I may have bought, for example, I may have bought a refrigerator, and the refrigerator is delivered at home and I use it at home. So the refrigerator was produced about 6 months back at some place by some company. It was brought to the retail outlet, and from that it got to my home. So there is huge gestation time period. But in case of service, if I want to take a train journey, I have to be present in that train on that day. Otherwise, that expires. So customer participation is important in the production of that particular service. And in many situations, they can control and contribute significantly to their own satisfaction or dissatisfaction. I many a times give an example to my class of students. If the students are awake in the class, and if they're listening to the lectures or they're participating in the process of understanding the lectures, they will be better performers or understanding the knowledge content. I'm not just talking of the exams here, but understanding the knowledge content is important. But students who do not understand, are just idle and do not want to listen and just cram the things in the end, cannot really have the knowledge content of that particular subject. So the service delivery is same. I am teaching in the class of 100 students, but some of them are actively participating, some of them are passive. So this means the customer participation, as in this case, student is my customer. So their participation will enhance their understanding and getting the service delivery in quality. So customer receiving the service and the level of customer participation ranging from low, medium or high varies across services. In some cases, all that is required is customer's physical presence where low level of participation is there, and you may not be actively involved because various services do not involve all high level of participation. Certain services you may have a low level of involvement, some you have medium level of involvement, and some you need high level of involvement. For getting a haircut, you have to sit with the barber and get a haircut. So you need, that is a high involvement service. So this levels of participation varies with the employees of the firm and also depends upon the requirement of the service. So doing all the service production work. In other situations, customer inputs are required to the service or to aid the service to enhance the service organizations in creating the service from moderate level of participation to different levels of participation, and inputs can include information, efforts or physical possessions. In some situations, customers are truly co-creation of the service where high level of participation is there. Suppose we talk of online shopping here, online booking here. You are yourself doing everything and getting the product at your own convenience. So that's a high involvement. So technology oriented services are high involvement oriented services.
Fellow customers. In many service contexts, customers receive and co-create the service simultaneously with other customers and must wait their turn while other customers are being served. In both cases, fellow customers are present in the service environment, can affect the nature of the service outcome or process. Fellow customers can enhance or detract from customer satisfaction and perceptions of quality. Some of the ways fellow customers can negatively affect the service experience are by exhibiting disruptive behaviors, causing delays, and excessively crowding and manifesting incompatible needs. In some cases, overly demanding customers can cause a delay for others while their needs are met. This occurrence is most common in banks, post office, and customer service counters in retail stores. Excessive crowding or overuse of a service can also affect the nature of customer experience. Customers' roles. Three major roles are played by customers in service co-creation and delivery. First role is customers as productive resources. Service customers have been referred to as partial employees of the organization, human resources who contribute to productive capacity. If customers contribute effort, time, and other resources to the service production process, they are considered as part of the organization. Customer inputs can also affect the organization's productivity through both the quality of what they contribute and the resulting quality and quantity of output generated. In a business to business service context, the contributions of the client can enhance the overall productivity of the firm in both quality and quantity of service. Customer participation in service production raises a number of issues for organizations. Both customers can influence both the quality and quantity of service, so delivery system should be isolated as much as possible from the customer inputs to reduce the uncertainty they bring into the production process. But services can be delivered more effectively and efficiently if customers are truly viewed as partial employees and their co-production roles are designed to maximize their contribution to the service creation process. Organization productivity is increased by using customers as resource to perform tasks efficiently which are completed by employees previously. So customer inputs can affect the organization's productivity through both the quality and quantity they contribute and the resulting quantity of output generated. Customers as contributors to service quality and satisfaction. Another important role of customers that they play in service co-creation and delivery is that of contributing to their own satisfaction and the ultimate quality of service they receive as a contributor. Customers may care little that they are increased productivity of the organization through their participation, but they're likely to care a great deal about whether their needs are fulfilled. Effective customer participation can increase the likelihood that their needs are met and the benefits of customers seek are actually attained, especially for services such as healthcare, education, personal fitness, weight loss, in which service outcome is highly dependent on customer participation. So customers themselves contribute in this service co-production, so service co-creation for achieving their satisfaction through effective service delivery. Customers as competitors. The third role played by service customers are that of potential competitor. If the self-service customers can be viewed as resources of the
So, students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. Service delivery is a component of business that defines the interaction between providers and clients, where the service provider offers a service. Managing customer in the process of service delivery is critical challenge for service firm. It is important to understand the concept of TATs here, that is turnaround times. Every organization set up a turnaround time, that is the time of process of delivery of service. For example, we talk about Domino's. Domino's have set 30 minutes delivery. Now, what does this 30 minutes delivery time means? They have set a that within 30 minutes the product or the service you've asked for will reach at home. If it doesn't, then you're likely to be compensated for that. So this is a kind of TAT or a turnaround time which has been set for what purpose? One, for influencing the customer psyche that you're going to get the service within a specific time and you have an edge over other competitors because the customer knows that if I order from Domino's, I am going to get the product within 30 minutes. So that means the process of delivery of service is efficient. Also, sometimes we talk about banks. You enter into a bank, you see 15 minutes account opening, FDRs 30 minutes. So all the types have been set. That is a turnaround time for giving a particular service. What does it show? It again shows two things. One, the customer knows that he's going to get the service within this particular time. So he matches his time schedules or his expectations according to it. And also The onus of providing according to the TAT lies on the service provider or the employee of the bank. The bank employee knows that he has to follow that TAT. Otherwise, the customer is going to put up a complaint. So, the manufacturers are not only concerned with customer participation, but service managers constantly face this issue because their customers are often present and active partners in this service production and co creation.